Okay, today we're working on the working with fat fractions home connections, and I've got, as you can see, I've got my multiplication table out again so that I can use that to help me because we're going to be doing a lot of finding the least common multiple of the pairs of numbers so that we can also simplify and also add and subtract fractions a little bit more easily. So they've got an example here. They've got a big amount of example up here. We're going to do A under find the least common multiple of each pair of numbers. So 5 and 6. So I'm going to write down 5 and I'm going to start here. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I'm stopping there for right now. And then I'm going to find them for 6. So again, right here, I've got 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Oh, I notice I have 30 in both. So 30 is the least common multiple of 5 and 6. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing for B with 2 and 7. So find 2, go down, find 7, go down till you find the same number in the least common multiples. All right, add or subtract the fractions by rewriting them so they have the common denominators. Hint, use the information from problem 1 to help. So I'm going to do A because I notice that 5 and 6 are right here, 5 and 6. And if you notice when you do B, 7 and 2 are right there as well. And you can notice that the way they did it here is they knew that 20 was the least common multiple, so that's what they were trying to get their denominator to be. So 30 is my least common multiple. That's what I'm going to try to get my denominator to be. So 4/5, in order to get to 30 from 5, I need to multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom, the numerator and denominator, by 6. 4 times 6, if I don't know it, I can look on my multiplication table. 4 times 6 is 24. And I know that 5 times 6 is 30 because I just said that. And then 5/6, in order to get from 6 to 30, I have to multiply by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5, 6 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 5 is 30. Now I'm kind of running out of room here, but 24/30 plus 25/30 equals 49/30. And it doesn't ask me to simplify, so I can leave it that way if I want. Or if I can figure it out, I can subtract 30 from 49, and that means I have 30/30 that I'm taking away, which is 1 whole, and then I have 19/30 left. Okay, you're going to do B. There's a subtraction there, so don't miss that. Now, on this one, we're doing the opposite. We're finding the greatest common factor for each pair of numbers below. It says to use extra paper if you need more space. Now, what that means is I'm going to find the factors, not the multiples this time. I'm going to put my multiplication table kind of on top here and try to get it all in. But we have 16 and 28. So right away, I know I need 1 and 16. Then I'm going to look down on the 2's. Is 16 in the 2's? It is. 2 and 8. Is 16 in the 3's? Nope. Is 16 in the 4's? Yes, it is. 4 and 4. I've gotten back to the same number because I have 4 and 4. So that means I'm done. Okay. Now, if I've done this and I didn't get to 2, I have to think about 2 as well, because sometimes 2 goes into numbers and it's bigger than what's on our multiplication table. We're going to see that with 28. So of course I'm going to start with 1 and 28, and I notice right away that 28 is an even number, so that means 2 must go into it, and I have to figure out what that is. If you need to say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, to figure out that it's 14, that's okay. Figure it out however works for you. Now I'm going to go down my chart. I already did 2's. Is 3 on here? Nope. And I see 27 is here and 30. 28 would fall between that. So 3 is not a factor of 28. Okay, is 28 on 4? Yes, it is. 4 and 7. Okay, is 5? No. Is 6 under here? No. Is 28 under 7? Oh, 7 and 4, which I already had. Now what I want to look for is the number that goes into both of these numbers that is the biggest number that goes into both of those. So I'm going to start on this side and work this way. 16, nope, 14, that's close, but it's not 16. 8, well, 7 is close, but it's not 16, or not the same as 8. So 4 is the greatest common factor. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing on this one. Just be careful. I'm going to tell you right now that 1, 2, and 3 are all factors of 36. So you figure out what multiplies to get 36 there. Let's go to the back. On the top, we're going to find the simplest form of each fraction. Now, we can use the greatest common factor to help us figure that out. So 16 and 28 are right here, and 4 was our greatest common factor. So I'm going to divide both numbers by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4, and 28 divided by 4 is 7, so that's my simplest form. Okay, B, I could start with 2, but I want to first of all see when I have a little number on top like 4, if 4 goes into 48. And it does. So I'm going to put 4 into both numbers. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 48 divided by 4 is 12. Okay, so see how using those numbers helps you. I noticed on D right away, 28 and 16 are the same. So that equals 7/4, but I need to go a little bit farther to make it the simplest form because I don't want a bigger number on top. 4 goes into 7 one time with a remainder of 3, so 4 3/4. I'm going to let you finish these last 3 on your own. Then when we get to number 5, we're adding and subtracting, showing our work, and have a hint to use the information in problem 4 above to help. Now this is a little tricky because we're kind of going backward of what we normally have to do with finding common denominators. These have common denominators that are smaller than what we already have here. So I am going to go back and do E so that we can do B together. When I see a number like 15, I know that 5 goes into it. Does 5 go into 36? No. So what do I multiply 15 by, or 5 by to get 15 is 3. So does 3 go into 36? I told you on the other side that it would. Yes, it does. So 3 going into 15 gives me 5, and 3 going into 36 gives me 12. There's your answer for the other side if you didn't get it already. So 15/36 is right here. So 5/12 plus 4/28 is up here. We just did that. Plus 1/12 equals 6/12, or 1/2. Now when you finish F and C up here, then you'll be able to do these pretty easily. The only one that's not up there is 25/100ths. But use what we know about money and what 25/100ths is to help you figure that one out. All right, 6 is, Alicia says that the greatest common factor of 8 is 12. or 8 and 12 is 24. Do you agree or disagree? Explain. Well, no, I don't multiply 24 by anything to get 8 and 12, so it's not a factor of 8 and 12. It's actually a multiple. She's getting those two confused. So when I multiply 8 times 3, I get 24. When I multiply 12 times 2, I get 24. But it's not a factor, it's a multiple. You can do number 7 by yourself. Make sure that you explain. And the challenge today is not figuring out a problem challenge. So I'm going to let you do it on your own also. But it says list 3 examples of times when people need to add or subtract fractions in their daily lives. Well, right away you should be able to think of 2 examples that we've used as strategies throughout this unit. All right, there's my help for you on this home connection. Don't forget to subscribe and sign up for notifications, and you'll always get my videos. Thanks and have a great day.